is going on, everybody? It is that time again. And what time is it? Well, it is the end of the year. Matter of fact, I am filming this the night before Christmas, Christmas Eve, 2021, which means it is time for the second annual Rock the Watch State of the Collection. So if you go back and look at my state of collection from last year, I was working with about 50 some odd watches. I managed to trim that down to about 18. I think I'm sitting at about 18 right now. And we're going to go through them. So let's start off with the watch that I have owned the longest. And that is this. This is a Citizen 87 caliber 8700. That's what this is, a perpetual calendar, 39 millimeter. It's eco drive. My wife bought this for me probably about 11 years ago when we started dating, and I rocked this one for years and years and years and years. It has had the what the heck you call it, the eco drive module replaced in it. It went bad after about 3 or 4 years, which is, I guess, is pretty rare. But yeah, 39 millimeters. Does all kinds of crazy stuff. Day, date, month. It's does more than I know. What to do with it. It's a pain in the rear end to set one of these. I always have to go on YouTube and look at the instructions. As you can see, mineral crystal. It's scratched all to heck. And so yeah, that one. That's one of the ones I have owned. Not one of the ones. This is the watch I have owned the longest in my collection. So let's go on to number 2. And number 2 is the Seiko, what is this thing? SN something, S637, 660, I don't know. SNE 6 SCC. It's a special edition Jimmy Johnson, which I think is a NASCAR racer. I'm not really into NASCAR. But again, another one purchased by the wife, but I believe this one was purchased in 2019 for Valentine's Day. It's a cool watch, man. I dig it. I actually rock this one quite a bit. I love I don't know if it's coming through on the camera very much, but this is kind of a fluorescent green hands right there. It's got some fluorescent green highlights, some nice blue accents in the dial. This is a Seiko Solar, as you can see right there. And yeah, standard mushy Seiko bezel, but it does line up, and I mean, it's a cool watch, man. So let's see what this one looks like on the wrist. Man, it's you know, I rock this all the time. It's a good beater watch. I think it's 30 or 43, excuse me, millimeters. Did a review. I think it's maybe the 3rd or 4th watch I ever did a review on my channel. And it's cool, man. I dig it. Next one. Let's do the Citizen ProMaster Fugu. Yeah, this is an awesome watch. Guys, this thing, really, you've got to see this live. This thing really pops. The red, the white on here, the stark white dial contrasted by the red tip secondhand, the red bezel. It's fantastic. The 8 o'clock crown. I believe this is 40 millimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 click bezel, but very solid. Everything lines up. It's, you know, it's a limited edition, Asia release only of like 888 pieces. And yeah, man, it's another great watch. It's another great one. So next in line is one that I have had for, God, one of the first ones I bought after starting the channel a couple years ago, coming up on my 2nd year anniversary. And I don't know what these are going for now, but I think I paid a little mid-50s for it, and it's a fantastic watch, and that is the old Casio Duro. How can you beat the Casio Duro? Still have one of these in my collection. Still a fantastic watch. This thing 200 meters of water resistance. It's just a great watch. See what it looks like on the wrist here. Yeah, man, you cannot beat the Duro. I don't know, I haven't checked in a long time what they're going for now. They probably went up a little bit, but it's a fantastic watch, man. Mineral crystal, again, I think this is like 43 millimeters. Obviously it's a quartz, but it's got a screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance. Since this time, you know, this, and when I bought this, this was the only color they were offering. Since that time, I think they have a blue and a black and gold version, but this was it, man. This was the old Casio Marlin, the Duro. Fantastic watch. That's a fantastic beater watch. Next up on the chopping block. Whew. Yeah, buddy. Seiko Frost Tuna. Look at that bad boy. That dial is sick. Yeah, that's this is a beautiful dial, man. Beautiful dial. Seiko Frost Tuna, baby frost tuna, maybe there's this, it's called that, baby frost tuna out there. And you know, actually, speaking of that, you're gonna see a few more Seikos in my collection, and I have been really lucky with the alignment. I have not really had any alignment issues on any of the Seikos that I have owned. Now, I think I do have one, a Monster, Patty Monster, you're gonna see in a minute, that kind of has some alignment issues, I think. Let me, you know, we'll get to that. But overall, I haven't struck out. I've actually been pretty lucky when it comes to Seiko alignment issues. So let's see what this bad boy looks like on the wrist. Yeah, man, that Frost dial is probably my most favorite dial out of all the Seikos. It's just great. It's great. So, next watch up on the list. And it is another Citizen. The Citizen Skyhawk AT Blue Angels edition. This is another really cool watch from Citizen. Dig this one a lot. This one actually has a sapphire crystal, non-screw down crown, but it still has 200 meters of water resistance. This has I think a 24-hour clock. I think this one's UTC. There's the power reserve for the Eco Drive, and as you can see, it's anti-digi. There's the time zone and the digital time. I could make that a date, or this thing does a chronograph, a timer, alarms, all kinds of craziness. You could measure all your fuel. It's like a pilot's watch. You can measure all your fuel with this bezel dealio and all that kind of jazz, but I don't fly planes, so I don't need that. But that doesn't mean I won't rock the ultimate dad watch. And that's what this is, the ultimate dad watch. You'll see every dad at Disneyland wearing a version of this, which is why it's so cool. So yeah, man, there it is. Citizen Skyhawk AT Blue Angels edition. That's very cool. So, next box, and this is what I like to call the big boy box. That was kind of my lower end watches. There are a few in here that aren't too high end, but you know, that's kind of my lower end. And I want to put the whole box out here for a second so you could kind of see. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to roll in a picture somewhere, probably up here. Maybe I'll put it in the next frame, but I'm going to roll a picture in of last year's shot of this box and what it looked like so that you can compare. This is 2021 of this box, 12 watches, and you'll see the 2020 and how much the collection has changed at different pieces. So let me put this aside first and start on the next one. Where should I start? I'll start at the top left and we'll work across. All right. Boom. Tag Heuer. Tag Heuer Formula One. It's a quartz. Yes, I know it's a quartz, but you have to have like a higher end quartz piece in your collection And it's cool, man. It is quartz, but it's super cool. Zoom in, take a look. Sapphire crystal, 120 click bezel. Very nice clicks, by the way. Everything lines up, and it just keeps on ticking. So if I got to roll somewhere and I don't have time, I don't want to sit there and wind my watch. Although sitting down and taking a minute to set your mechanical watch and wind it is kind of therapeutic. Just sit there, relax, take a minute out of your day, and just set and wind that sucker and get your mind right. But if I don't have that type of time, boom, I go for the Tag Heuer Formula One, which is a quartz. All right, we are really moving here. Trying to keep this short as I can. I think last year I went like 50 minutes, almost an hour. Maybe it was a half hour. It was a long time. All right, but I was trying to get through 50 watches, and yeah, so I'm going to try to really keep it moving. Seiko Frost Monster. I told you I got a thing for frost dials. Seiko Frost Monster. Very cool. Very cool frost dial on there in the monster configuration, much like the tuna. So let's see what this sucker looks like on the wrist. Very nice, very nice. This one is no longer made, so I did have to purchase this on eBay. And yes, it cost a lot of money because they no longer make this colorway. I think I paid $1,500 for this, which Seiko Monster's not worth $1,500. But if you want that dial color, if you want that frost color, and they don't make it no more, you got to pony up. You got to pay to play. So yes, it was a ridiculous waste of money, but it's my money. I wanted it, so I bought it. There it is, Seiko Frost Monster. Next up, another Seiko. So this is my Seiko SBDC 077. The swamp thing, that's what we named it. In a poll. Did a video of it, go check it out. This is another very nice. Now, the SBDCs, the Seiko SBDCs are very nice watches. It's fantastic. It is, the build quality is great. Still got that mushy Seiko bezel. However, everything lines up perfectly. It's a ridiculously good looking green color. It's got the DiaShield coating on it. The clasp is all milled. It's just the next level. The build quality on this is next level compared to a lot of Seikos. It's fantastic though. I love this watch. I think I paid around $800. I think this one, I don't think they're making this one either. I don't think this was a special edition or limited edition. I'm not sure. But they're not making this color anymore to my knowledge. And so prices are going up. But this is a fantastic Seiko. Love this watch. All right. Next up, I must have a thing for Seiko, because this one is, boom, Seiko Patty Monster. Now this is the one I was talking about. See, I think the bezel is, yep, a little bit misaligned. You got to kind of put it there in the middle, but if it rests, yep, a little bit misaligned right there. But what? It wouldn't be a Seiko if it wasn't, right? So this one is same as the other Monster, although I think this is a 4th gen Monster, and it's got the Patty colors, the red, white, and blue, as you can see at the bottom, which it is. The hands are covering it, but you can see the last few letters. Patty, which is the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. So they have endorsed this watch, and it's a Monster, man, so it's very cool. And the colorway is pretty cool too. I dig this one. I dig Monsters in general. Monsters are great. All right. Next one up for you. Boom. Rado Golden Horse Hyperchrome. Very cool watch. Dig that blue. What do I mean? Look at me. Green. Am I colorblind here? Green dial. And if you guys didn't know, look at the little Rado. I think it's an anchor. Something. Whatever. It's their symbol at the top there. But you see how it's kind of... I'm going to shake it. Now see how it's moving? It swirls around. It actually rotates in there. There you go. See, it's on the other side. And I could get it down that way, straight up and down. It's very cool. Good looking watch, pretty thin. This is a ceramic bezel on it. This is a great watch, man. I dig this one. Wife bought this one for me. I don't remember what for, but it's cool. And it's a cool looking green. And I think Rado deserves a little bit more respect than they get, and I would like to see people go after something besides the Captain Cook. This one's got, did a review on this. This one's got a crazy little clasp system that's got like 2 foldovers. They didn't have that. You wouldn't be able to get it on your wrist. So there it is on the wrist, and I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and that's a fantastic watch. So next up, Eterna. Eterna Kontiki, 4 hands, Eternamatic. Look at that AR coding on there. This is a great watch. Talk about companies that do not get the respect they deserve. Eterna makes fantastic watches. These are Swiss-made luxury watches, man, and you could pick them up for so cheap. I think this watch is like $2,000 or $2,200 or something like that. And I want to say I paid $700 maybe on eBay for it. It's fantastic. Look at the calendar in the center. Man, this is a great watch. It really is. So this thing is solid. This is a tank. This watch is well built. Look at the AR coating on that thing. That is just awesome. Awesome watch. Next up, boom, Zenith Defy in titanium. Look at this bad boy. See if I can get that, kind of see it right there. Look right there. You might be able to see the purple escapement, and it's got the Zenith star in it. It's this watch is just... This watch is ridiculous. Full review coming. Now, I did a full review. Little story about this one. I did a full review on... I used to own a white ceramic one, and it came with a rubber strap, and it was a great watch. But it was super... I don't know. It was unique. It was kind of off the wall, and that's the reason I bought it in the first place. However, I got kind of tired of off the wall, and I really wanted the titanium one from the start. So I traded it in, actually to Joma Shop, on this one, and got the one I wanted. And it is a fantastic watch. Zenith makes some amazing watches, guys. Amazing. This one's great. Next up, Omega Seamaster Professional 300 with the silver or gray wave dial. This was the very first luxury watch my wife bought me. And in Christmas of 2019. So my wife bought this for me as a Christmas present in 2019. I've told the story before. This is my very first purchase of a luxury timepiece, and we paid full-blown retail, plus she threw a warranty on top of it. Okay, so she went to Jared. She bought it without me knowing. Said, oh, I bought this for you. She paid retail, which at the time was $5,200. So with the tax, it came up to $5,500. And then they said, you want a warranty? And I love my wife. She's all about the warranties. Throws a warranty on everything. She said, sure, throw it on there. So $500 warranty from Jared. It was $6,000 out the door. Lesson learned. I think you can still, as of December 2021, I think you can still pick these up for right around $3,800 to $4,000, brand new on the gray market through Joma Shop and some of these other places. So, guys, save yourself a couple $1,000s if the watch is what's important to you. It came in this beautiful wooden presentation case. I did a, second or third video I ever did, maybe. Early on in my channel, I did a review of this watch, and it's great. I just did a video about whether or not the wart should be removed. Yes, it should. So, yeah, lesson learned. You know, you learn as you go, and sometimes you pay retail, but I don't anymore. So, next watch on the list is an awesome one, and it is Rolex Milgauss Z Blue. Look at that orange lightning bolt hand. It's fantastic. The Milgauss is awesome. This is one of Rolex's, that's probably their weirdest, I guess you could say. They're not one to like really go, you know, outside the box on anything. They venture out a little bit, and this is what I think their most eccentric, unique. What's some other words you would describe it as? You know, it's got the classic green crystal, the blue dial, the orange lightning bolt hand. It's a fantastic watch, man. It's Rolex, so it's very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I got this one for, did I get this in 2020? For Father's Day? No. Maybe Valentine's Day? One of the holidays. I don't remember. But my wife is ridiculously cool. And she's like, here, bought you Rolex for Valentine's Day or something. And I was like, hey, awesome. And it is. It's fantastic. So I guess the question is, will they be discontinuing this in 2022? Stay tuned and we'll find out. Next up is probably my favorite watch. I wear it the most. It is an awesome watch. And it is the Rolex Submariner Two-Tone Blue Z. Reference number 116613LB. Like, is that like Le Bleu? I think it's something in Swiss or something. I don't know. But it's a fantastic watch. This thing pops. But as you can see, picks up fingerprints and scratches like crazy. The gold does. But it is a badass watch. So let's see what this one looks like on the wrist. Again, this might have been a birthday present. This one might have been a birthday present 2020. Yeah, 2020. So it's been about, I think I've owned it about 10 months now, something like that. But yeah, fantastic. Digging. I didn't want the standard black Submariner. Don't get me wrong. It's an awesome watch. But I wanted something. I wanted a Submariner, but I wanted something unique that popped. And this one definitely does. It's a great watch, man. Great watch. All right, next up. And by the way, if you've been keeping track, Rolex prices have gone through the roof. I think I paid about a little over 14. Hell, tax was like $750 alone on that darn thing. A little over 14, and now I've seen them selling for $16.5. And that's not new. That's pre-owned like that one was. All right, last two watches, and they're from a brand that I thoroughly enjoy and am having a love affair with lately, and that is Grand Seiko. This is the Grand Seiko Snowflake. The classic Grand Seiko. It's in titanium. The snowflake dial, power reserve on the front, which I wish they would have put on the back. You can see, look at how awesome does that sucker look. Spring drive, which is like a combination of quartz and mechanical movement. Super accurate. The sweep on the hand, if you haven't seen that, let's get this sucker fired up so you can see the sweep on the hand. I'm sure you are all familiar with this if you were watching this video. You are a very well educated watch nerd, but look at the sweep on that sucker. Yeah, it's fantastic. This watch is also one of my favorites, and Grand Seiko is really becoming one of my favorite brands. Just look at the sweep. It's sweet. Awesome, awesome. All right. Last but not least, and as stated before, it is a Grand Seiko. It is the SBGJ 237. The Grand Seiko GMT. It's got the high beat movement. This is a true GMT. It's got the jumping hour hands. You can track 3 time zones with this sucker. It's got this crazy blue. Look at that blue and white. Just pop on that. And then the dial actually looks black, but it's not. It's a deep, deep blue color. This is another fantastic watch. Wife, let's see, for my birthday this year? Yes, my birthday or our anniversary. I don't remember. Anniversary maybe. Again, drove up to Little Treasury Jewelers in Maryland. Fantastic place. If you're in the area, go and check them out. The Grand Seiko dealer, along with Bremont and Breitling and Omega and Frederic Constant, a bunch of different brands. Seiko, Grand Seiko, all that kind of stuff. Great store. Go check them out. Purchased both my Grand Seikos from them. And I think this was for the anniversary. She bought this for me. And let's see what it looks like on the wrist. 43 millimeter, bi-directional bezel. It's just a beautiful watch. It's just fantastic, man. So there it is, guys. That is the entire collection so far. Now, I did state that I am filming this the night before Christmas. And all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, but I bet you I get some watches. So that is the state of collections as it stands right now. Tomorrow morning, I believe I'll be adding about 2 new watches. And you know what? I'll do a separate video on what did I get for Christmas. So guys, thanks for checking in. I hope you enjoyed the 2021 Rock the Watch State of the Collection. Guys, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I hope happiness and joy for everybody. This world's got a lot of crazy stuff going on here lately, and I hope 2022, I really do, I hope we straighten ourselves out. But guys, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And as always, rock that watch.